Hello and welcome. I'm Knight's Angel, and this is just a Folf on the road. Thank you for joining me. Anyway, okay. So I recently heard about this whole debacle about a furry getting recognized by YouTube. And after watching what she herself had to say about it, it got me thinking. It was done intentionally. Now, I'm not fretting about it. I'm not ranting. I'm just putting a perspective on it. Okay? Since currently furries are, pretty much everybody's favorite punching bag right now. And you're trying to get some ad revenue going. Okay. And you're not really concerned about how the individual in question is going to respond to this, or how they're going to pretty much, again, I'm not faulting anybody, even if it was intentional. It makes sense, because a publicity stunt like that actually does cause, and I'm not using the term the way it's been used, actually does trigger a lot of people, because it falls within the confines of a particular behavior pattern. And pretty much the three things that it does, or the three things that trigger this event, are sex, fear, and hate. Yep, just three simple words. Can cause a lot of discrepancies. Triggers a lot of things, including gravity. Can't even think right now. Pretty much scratch that line of thinking. When you use any one of those three, you do so to trigger a response. A fear response usually utilizes the events of a natural disaster or some other event that causes people to panic, playing off of some of their more primal instincts. There's danger, stock up on supplies. Okay, that makes sense. Well, the other, if something catches your interest, you're going to look into it. And if something opposes your interest, you're going to attack it. All three are just basic animal instincts. It doesn't matter who or why, it just is. So, regardless of the source point, you do something like that, you're literally putting a target on somebody just for your own benefit. Again, I'm not faulting anybody, because you're just doing your job. And if somebody gets hurt, oh well. That's how life is. Somebody's got to suffer. Now, I do empathize with her, because that was kind of an unfair thing. because they honestly didn't care about what was going to happen to her. So, I understand both sides of this argument, and, well, not even argument, this situation, and because of that, you put somebody who was just doing something they enjoy somewhere they didn't want to be. Now, am I saying anybody's at fault? Yeah, there is fault to be had, but it's an understandable reasoning. I mean, it's January. Their ad revenue is very low. So, pick something that's kind of controversial to dabble around. It's going to spike a lot of interest and disinterest, and it's going to produce results. Now, but that's just looking at the two main components. I'm not delving into pretty much everything else. Why? Because I don't need to. We all know what it is. Yeah, there were a lot of other furries that were like, "Oh, this is wonderful. One of our own is being recognized. Yay!" And then you have the flip of the coin, where you have people that are bashing on something they either don't understand, don't care to understand, or have no aspect of consideration and are just doing it because, oh, hey, if it's working for them, it's going to work for me, kind of deal. Now, those people are at fault because if somebody did the same thing to them, they'd be crying about it. And yeah, anybody who would do that to somebody just happens to see this, and don't try and argue with it. It's true. Because you're not going to enjoy it. You don't like being picked on. Why do it to somebody else? Golden rule, people. Do unto others as others would do. My apologies, I messed that up. Do unto others as you would have others do unto you. Okay? It works both ways. You give respect, you get respect. You bash on somebody, expect to be bashed on. That's how the world works. Anonymity does not mean anything in this world. Not anymore. Because the same tactics that some of these people used on this girl can be used on them too. Don't believe me? Think about it. Now, this is a bit of a tirade going on, so let's move past that. Okay? We're supposed to be a civilized culture, a civilized world. We don't need to be acting like this. If you don't like something, don't deal with it. Just don't deal with it, period. Because all you're doing when you do is bring somebody else down because of who, what, or whatever interests they have. And would you want somebody to do that to you? Do you want somebody to come in and start bashing on you just because you're doing something they don't like? Be honest. Honestly think about this. When you treat somebody like they're lesser than you, somebody's going to come along and treat you the same way. Okay? It's not that hard of a thing. It's not hard to do. If you don't want to deal with something, don't deal with it. If you can express yourself in a way where you are not putting somebody else, just flat out putting somebody else down because you disagree with something, you are no better than the person that would do that to you. So keep that in mind. Cause and effect, people. And a lot of people probably don't understand, probably won't get this, but karma does work in ways you would not understand. But anyway, enough of this tirade, ramble, and rant. I'm going to end this with take care of each other, love and support, all the positive, all the hugs. I'm Night's Angel. This has been just a Folf on the road, and I hope you have a better day. Peace.